Ever feel like your money just disappears? Like you blinked and suddenly you're wondering where it all went? You're not alone. So many people struggle with budgeting, and it's not because they're bad with money, it's often because they haven't found a budgeting system that works for them. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Is there a tutorial for beginners on Good Budget? The answer is a resounding yes, and you've come to the right place. Because in this video, we're going to break down Good Budget, step by step, from absolute beginner to budgeting pro. Now, before we dive into the tutorial itself, let's talk a little bit about why budgeting is so important. Think of your finances like a garden. If you just let things grow wild, you might get some nice flowers, but you'll also get a lot of weeds. Budgeting is like weeding your financial garden. It helps you take control, see where your money is going, and make sure it's going where you want it to go, not just disappearing into thin air. Good Budget is based on the envelope system, which is a classic budgeting method that's been around for ages. Imagine physically dividing your cash into envelopes labeled for different expenses, groceries, rent, entertainment, etc. Good Budget takes this concept and brings it into the digital age. No more stuffing envelopes with cash. Instead, you allocate your income into virtual envelopes, making it easy to track your spending and see how much you have left in each category. So, let's get started with the tutorial. First things first, you'll need to create a Good Budget account. It's free to sign up, and you can do so either on their website or by downloading their mobile app, which is available for both iOS and Android. I highly recommend the mobile app. It makes tracking your spending super convenient. Once you've created your account, you'll be greeted with the Good Budget dashboard. Don't be intimidated by it. It might look a little complex at first, but we're going to break it down piece by piece. The core of Good Budget is the concept of envelopes. These are your virtual envelopes where you'll allocate your funds. Think of them as categories for your spending. Examples include groceries, rent, transportation, eating out, entertainment, and so on. You can customize these categories to fit your specific needs and spending habits. The first thing you'll want to do is create your envelopes. You can do this by clicking on the Envelopes tab and then clicking the Add Envelope button. Give your envelope a name, like groceries, and then set a target amount. This is the amount of money you plan to spend in that category each month. Now, where does the money come from? That's where your income comes in. In Good Budget, you'll enter your income as a deposit. Think of it like filling up your physical envelopes with cash. You can do this by clicking on the Income tab and then clicking the Add Income button. Enter the amount of your income and the date you received it. Once you've entered your income, you can start allocating it to your envelopes. This is where the magic of Good Budget happens. You can drag and drop funds from your income to your envelopes, or you can manually enter the amount you want to allocate to each category. This is how you tell Good Budget where you want your money to go. Now, let's talk about tracking your spending. This is crucial for effective budgeting. Every time you spend money, you'll need to record the transaction in Good Budget. You can do this by clicking on the Transactions tab and then clicking the Add Transaction button. Enter the amount you spent, the date of the transaction, and the envelope you spent it from. For example, if you spent $50 at the grocery store, you would enter $50 as the amount, the date of your grocery trip, and select the groceries envelope. Good Budget also allows you to split transactions across multiple envelopes. This is helpful for situations where you might be buying items that fall into different categories. For example, if you buy groceries and household supplies at the same store, you can split the transaction between your groceries and household supplies envelopes. One of the great features of Good Budget is its reporting capabilities. You can generate reports that show you where your money is going, how much you've spent in each category, and how much you have left in your envelopes. This is invaluable for understanding your spending habits and making adjustments to your budget as needed. Good Budget also offers a feature called Goals. This allows you to set savings goals for specific items or events, like a down payment on a house, a vacation, or a new car. You can allocate funds to your goals each month, and Good Budget will track your progress towards achieving them. Now, let's talk about some tips and tricks for using GoodBudget effectively. First, it's important to be realistic about your budget. Don't try to cut back too drastically all at once. Start small and gradually make adjustments as you get more comfortable with the system. Second, be consistent. The key to successful budgeting is to track your spending regularly. Make it a habit to enter your transactions as soon as you make them, or at least once a day. Third, don't be afraid to adjust your budget as needed. Life happens, and your financial situation may change. If you find that you're consistently overspending in a certain category, you may need to reevaluate your spending habits or adjust your budget accordingly. Fourth, use the mobile app. It makes tracking your spending so much easier. You can enter transactions right at the point of purchase, so you don't forget later. Fifth, take advantage of GoodBudget's resources. They have a wealth of information on their website and blog, including tutorials, tips, and advice on budgeting. Finally, remember that budgeting is a journey, not a destination. It takes time and effort to develop good budgeting habits. Don't get discouraged if you make mistakes along the way. Just keep at it, and you'll eventually reach your financial goals. So, to recap, GoodBudget is a fantastic tool for beginners who want to take control of their finances. It's based on the simple yet effective envelope system, and it offers a user-friendly interface that makes budgeting easy and accessible. With its mobile app, reporting capabilities, and goal-setting features, GoodBudget has everything you need to achieve your financial goals. We've covered a lot of ground in this tutorial, from setting up your account to tracking your spending and generating reports. Hopefully, you now have a good understanding of how GoodBudget works and how you can use it to improve your financial situation. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.